This is our paranormal podcast because this is our paranormal community, and we want to support you here on RU Media Network. We are proud to be sponsored by the Haunted Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York. Here are your hosts, Brian Mersall and Shawn Gilmore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our paranormal podcast. You have both Brian and I this week. Your host, Shawn Gilmore. Brian Mersall, how's it going, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good. I can't wait till we can see your beautiful face again, though. I know it'll be soon. I know you're just finishing up a road trip, as many of us are doing probably about now. But
Summertime is crazy, but I will be there in the next 10 minutes. I'm very excited.
Awesome. It's been too long, brother. You missed
I
a
know.
good show last week, man. Did you hear the story that I read?
Sure did. Listen, first, I was so taken back from the thumbnail, but I think the whole thing was very well polished and very well done.
Yeah, Nick did an awesome job with that, and it was fun to share that last week. We only missed you, brother. That's the only reason why I brought it up, because we were missing you.
Appreciate you very much.
But this week we have an awesome guest, a returning guest. Every time he comes on, it's always a treat and it's always fun, and always get to learn something new. And that's the psychic medium, Chris Garcia. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Shawn has been up a long time, dude. The last time we've been on that.
It has been a long time. It's been you, but this is like your third time coming on, though, right?
I mean, I love it. When I do, these different shows, I love them. So I love the energy. It's just amazing, and to get broadcasting. And when I got connected to Brian, it was very, very amazing just to connect to, I think his dog or something. I don't remember what I connected to because I don't remember, but it's amazing. And then, like I was telling you, Shawn, before the show, dude, it's been insane with me. I've been getting lightheaded, by getting that vertigo, and I don't know. I don't even know what to make of it. At times, I'm just like, what is going on with me? So there's a lot of different things and working with different people. So I'm working with different people. I'm still doing investigations. There's this one guy that wants me to do more of a history. It's about it's all a Salem place. Not a Salem, but it's more of what this building was. So it's more like a research kind of thing. So it's not so much of so it's different, but it's just amazing that every time I connect, it's always something different. I always like to make things up, and people ask me "What do you want to talk about?" And I'm like, if you never had me on the show before, I go with the flow. I don't just talk more about one topic, or depending on the host. You all guys are the host. It varies on different occasions. So I love it.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? With what we do, dealing with the supernatural and the paranormal and special, however you want to categorize the gifts, people with gifts like yourself. I mean, you have to keep an open mind because there's no definitive answer. And then once you start closing your mind to ideas, I mean, that's when you're going to start losing out, and you're not going to learn what needs to be learned about this. That's what I believe, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's true that what you say because you never know what kind of energy you're gonna get. It's always something. Um, Sorry, I'm sharing it out, so you'll hear that ding ding ding. But yeah, it's just but us that has been just amazing. But I think with the veil coming up this year, a lot of people have noticed the veil has gotten thinner. I think it's more thinner than it's ever been. I think most people think it's like the same each year, but it's not. It seems like it's getting more
It,
thinner. So it
it's
seems like,
definitely changed. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, you could feel it. It's not like the way it was last year and then the year before.
Hmm.
This is more intense. I've noticed there's others that are um they're going through the same thing. There's a few people that I talk to that are getting the sensation of the lightheaded and
Hmm.
right here, the crown chakra. So it's probably like a download. It's transcending. It's just weird. There's been like people that I've talked to that for some reason they feel dizzy, Sean. They're just like I wasn't like this before. So what's going on? So it's a different shift. It really is a different shift, and
Right.
I don't know what to make of it. It's actually
It's
got me kind of like freaking out because I'm like, what is
Yep.
this? What is it? Why does it feel so different?
You know what? I definitely agree with that. It's been messing with me too. And it's just like there just seems like there's like a lot going on, and with me even personally, like there's a lot going on, and I've actually taken a little bit of a step back from doing investigations because I got to get myself recentered and back to where I need to be so I can be
Yeah,
present the way that I need to be. So not only am I able to get out of the investigations I need to get, but also so I'm making sure that I'm safe and everyone around me is safe. So it's just been this year's been like real crazy. It seems like it's a real um, like a changing point. I don't know. It's there's big change coming, and it just seems like the shift it's been like lingering. I don't know what's going on. I don't know any other way to explain it,
yeah.
but um, hopefully it's all for the better though, and things will continue to get better because
Yeah.
it's been a rough
Yeah.
couple of years.
Are going. Um. So what I was gonna tell you is, have you noticed that seems more malevolent energy? I even feel that. I feel the energy with even the lower levels. Like they have more access to come through and then get this, Sean. Just today, dude, I got a mark on my neck. I didn't have that yesterday and the day before. So
Really?
I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
Wow, that is weird. Did
Yeah, I
you
didn't
go?
have
Have you had any investigations lately or anything?
the like for physically, not yet, but I've been doing a lot more of walkthroughs like on
Mhm.
Facebook, and I even do them in chat. But with stuff that I've been feeling, I don't even know, dude. It's the
But still
energy.
channeling,
It
right?
feels like more skinwalkers. There's a lot more skinwalkers coming through. Um, but yeah, it just seems very just like something's just not right. There's a difference in the air.
Hmm.
So, but I can tell you that there is a big difference.
You know what? I um I took my wife and my kids to a concert, and I don't know what the real significance of this really is because I don't follow them too much. It was Machine Gun Kelly. He's a Cleveland native. Um, I'm not a huge fan, but my wife and kids are, so I was their Uber and bodyguard for the night. And when I was there, I've never felt the energy like I did. I mean, I've been to so many concerts. Like I can't tell you how many concerts I've been to. I don't even know if I can physically remember and count them. I've been to so many, like big venues, small venues, sold out shows, and this was a sold out show at a football stadium. Um, the energy there was so off. It was so just. It was weird. It felt like it was more. I don't know how to explain it, but and it wasn't my first concert since COVID either. So it wasn't just like the change of, you know, being back around big crowds. I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm. me personally, for I just wasn't I didn't I just decided not to live my. I don't want to be afraid, right? So we've been going out, so that's not it. It was just really weird. The energy is different, and I felt almost the same kind of energy. We went to the county fair here a month ago. The energy around big crowds of people is not the same, and it's an uneasy feeling, and it's I don't know what it like why what's going on, but there's something going on.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of stuff that it doesn't make sense because it's funny that you
Yeah,
say it's not claustrophobic energy.
yeah.
It almost seems like you just don't want to be there. You just like I need to get out. I feel like I need to get out. It just something
It's
something's off about it, and
yeah,
it doesn't feel right. And I'm like, and then you kind of question like, why am I even here?
yeah. It's
What you know what I'm saying? Like what why am I even here if I'm never just like you said, you don't listen to that band or wherever you went. So it makes you think like what drew you to go to the concert if you don't even know who they are? Maybe there's something that needed you, but you didn't represent yourself as a paranormal investigator. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe there's something of a haunted of something that's haunted at that location. I
mm,
don't know what I'm feeling, but that's what it feels like when you told me that.
okay.
It feels very, very heavy. Like almost like I can't breathe.
I did shield everyone in my section because something felt that off. So I don't know. It was weird. I mean, there's rumors for things that Machine Gun Kelly may be into, but those are rumors. I try not to let that, you know, make it because I don't know this guy. I don't know what he does, and I don't know. But I just know I've never felt a concert like that, and I know that when I was at the fair, it wasn't too different, and the fair was a much smaller crowd. But it'll
Wow.
be
Why do you
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how everything unfolds. That is for sure. Hopefully, I mean, we need a change, and hopefully, all of this will bring the change that we need, and to make things better for all of us. So,
Yeah. And all we can do is put some light because it does feel if I
well,
wanted
it's
to
up
put
to us, right, to put that light out there.
yeah,
We need to put that.
it feels
We need
hard.
to put that light out there. We need to bring that positive love out there and spread that to everybody. That's our job as just individuals, especially if you're a healer or intuitive. That's our job, I think, because it's needed so much.
Yeah. And I think that's not the problem because you don't know what's going on. It just doesn't feel right to me.
You know,
I mean, but there is a big change, and all I can say to other people is just put that light out there because we do need it. It's not a good thing. It almost seems like you're waiting for something to happen, but you just don't know what. But it feels very strange to me because I'm like,
yeah,
is it just me or is it just feels off? Like, what's going on here? I
right.
mean, I don't know.
why do you think it's crowds though?
You know
Crowds.
what? That is a good question. The energy to me, mm, I
I
mean, I'm
think
not.
that people together, it's all the energy together, right?
Yeah, but you know what it feels like? It almost feels like the energy from the people have this possessive, aggressive feeling like they're just ready for a punch. They're ready to. I don't know. It just feels that way. Just the thought of it, and I'm like, nah. People are not people anymore.
Well, that they're people are very clouded right now. They are what's the word? They are being there's just so much nonsense out there, right? So that they're it's like their judgment is being clouded by nonsense, by lies and deceit, and it's coming from all angles. I'm not saying it's one party, another party. It's coming from all angles, guys. All parties are wrong here, and that's what I've been trying to point this out for so long. There's so much negativity coming from everybody, and people need to open up and be like, "Hey, this for some reason this is what the powers that be want. We need to rise above this, and we need to come together because this what's I don't know what this is going on, but you're right. It's weird."
It's very, very,
Oh,
very weird.
so now, real quick, I have a question because one thing for me personally, I've been having some like really vivid dreams lately, and do you think that there's something to dreams? Like, can they be trying to like warn you of something, or do you think that it's a do you what do you think of like when you have like a really vivid dream and it's just like so clear
There's two
and you
points to tell you. There's
yeah
2 points to that. Um, it feels to me that they are messages, but the energy, even with that, has changed for me too. It's not like it's like you're having a premonition or having a vision coming out, but it's so intense, like you're there, like you're there in the moment, like you're sleeping,
hmm
but you're dreaming, but it doesn't feel so much like you're dreaming. It's like you're there. I've had that to where I
yeah
wake up and I'm like, holy crap! Why does it feel like I was there? Like I wasn't just dreaming. So, for the answer for that, that's 2 things. That the energy to the dreams are more intense, and I feel like they're messages, but they're very intense messages. So it can be a warning. I would recommend for you or anyone to pay attention to the background. Get a journal. Write what you see. Write the time, because the time is numerology.
hmm
I would say narrow it down to what looks familiar, and then whenever you go out, try to keep that vision in your head, even though you have other things to do. See if it goes within your personal life, or it could be with somebody that's in your circle. So I would say that if you're having very profound dreams, Sean, you're not just dreaming, you're there, dude. Like I look at you and I'm looking at you and I feel like you were there.
for some of them yeah and I have dreams where it's like they seem real but I know that I'm dreaming in the dream but this dream that I'm thinking of particularly it wasn't it didn't seem real. It seemed like I was there in the moment and it wasn't a good dream. But that's why I'm like, well, what is this? What is this a warning of? That
I
was my
think
first thought. I'm like, is this a warning? I've had dreams that did end up being warnings before, but this was like years ago. So I don't know. Just still trying to figure all that out. And like I said, I've been going through a lot, and there's a lot of changes going on here at my house and stuff. So it's I don't know. Maybe it's all tied together. Maybe it's coincidental. But I didn't know with the because I know that, like you said, you've been opening up more with the different things. So I didn't
even my
know.
my body feels different. I feel
Yeah,
like the sensation up here. It's like all the chakras are like activated to where it's like you're just like beep beep beep. You're just like a radar to where it feels so different just with everything. It's I don't know. There's something different. There's like a cycle. There's a change. There's a shift. There's something. Whatever it is, there's definite something going on. But to pinpoint, it's hard to tell. Very hard to tell what it is.
oh,
Sorry.
that I don't know if
So
you're dancing. I
no,
didn't.
no. The link. I had to use the link because they kicked me out of our account, so I don't have those privileges anymore.
Oh, so like last week was really weird. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't able to connect our Facebook page, and this week I did the exact thing that I tried to do last week, and it
and it
worked just
worked.
like that. I don't know.
That's the strangest thing.
Are you
Uh,
serious?
Yeah, it's weird. It's been going weird, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
technology's like I don't know. Technology around me lately, especially here, real quick. Valley Spirit says I always seem to look at the clock at 11:11 when I first see 11:11. Is there anything to do with that? You know what? Like I see 2:14 a lot. So
Wow.
what's weird? I mean, 2:14. That's my birthday. So I don't know why I see that in clocks a lot, but yeah, but there is. I mean, numerology. There is big numbers, right? Do you know anything about that stuff, Chris?
Well, that the 111, that's manifestation. So I guess whatever he's thinking about at the time, it's more of whatever you manifest, whatever you think, you're projecting that out.
Like
And I'm know
trying
with
to.
the thing about work, he's projecting that at work as well.
Oh, so that's why they'd say like at 11:11 you make a wish.
You make a wish. Yeah.
You know what? I stopped doing that years ago. I stopped doing that. You know why? I would get the opposite of what I wish for.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
don't know
very
why.
similar.
Is that weird? I don't know. But
Yeah,
hey, it is what it is. And you live and learn.
yeah, and it's just crazy because I mean, you sit there and you're like, dude, what is going on with this shit?
Right?
You don't know. And you're just like,
What did you wish for?
but it does feel different. It's just, but manifestation numbers. I see, and it's funny that you said that. I see 111. I see that. I see a lot of 222s. And get this, my grandmother was February second month,
Mhm.
and her birthday is on the second. So there's a 222.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll get like 333, like 333 is 333 in the morning, 333 in the afternoon. And that's another thing. That's my grandmother's birth year. And I'm like, and then I look around and I'm like, Grandma, are you nearby me? And in my head, I hear her laughing and I'm saying, yes, I'm here with you. I'm just giving you information that I'm nearby because when I see 33, it's like she's around me. And then
Yeah,
on top of that, three for me is communication. So I communicate with the living and the dead. So it's kind of like it's like two things for the price of one. You know what I'm saying? And then late, and then I think it was like yesterday, I kept seeing 444, and I'm like, okay, what is with the triple digits?
Oh, yeah.
It's just very profound. It's like, what's going on? So I
so what do
don't
you think
know.
that means?
It's just a shift that because every number has a different meaning, and I do feel that it has a connection to a different angel and a different frequency. You understand what I'm saying? It has a different connection to a different archangel or a different guide. So don't look at the numbers as the same person. Look at them as maybe 33 means a loved one, like for my grandma, that's what it means for me. For 333 for you guys might mean something else. So it's
Yeah,
just the process of what the first thought that you're thinking is more likely what it means. You understand what I'm saying? The first
yeah, I'm following
thought
you.
that comes to your head is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was gonna ask you too, Brian. Now that you're back, nice to see you, sir. What I
Good to
wanted
see you.
to do is when I give you that reading, and I know you were emotional, you didn't tell me anything. How was the process with the healing for you? I want to get back to that. How was the process for you and your wife?
It was pretty. I mean, it was still sporadic. Like, I mean, it would come and go, but as like after that night, it was longer stretches, without. Um, and I think like afterwards, even if there was like remembrance or just like the little things here or there, it was less sad and more just like she's with us, and that
Wow.
and that and that's. I mean,
Well,
that's been big, especially for me and her.
And that's good because I gave you some healing, and I felt that, because I wanted to see how you were doing. And right now, you look good. You look. I think
Yeah.
at that time you were. I felt like you needed guidance, and it was given to you. It was given to
Yeah.
you. I feel like you needed to hear that. And I always like to get back with people because that's how I am. I don't just read you and then be like, bye. No,
Hmm.
I keep in contact with all my clients, and most of my clients turn out to be my friends as well. It's not
Yeah.
like you pay me, you pay me for something, and then I'm like, bye. No, it's not even like that.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to me that I can give people that healing and reassurance that, and when I give that validation to me, I don't give a crap how good you are. It's always good to get that validation. Because I'm not saying that if you don't need the validation, sometimes you get that cockiness and you're like, you know what? I don't need that
Hmm.
validation for you. I know I'm right now.
Yeah.
You always need validation, even with the paranormal investigators. Pretty sure you two guys, when you go on investigation, Sean's like, "Do you hear that?" And then you're like, "I hear nothing." But it's just certain people are meant to hear certain things at certain times, and you can be real close to each other, far away from each other, and you're like, "Did you hear that?" And the other one's gonna be like, "Hear what?" That happens to me, where you rub off on each other. You hear something, you might hear something fall. And when you ask them, you might not hear that fall. So there's certain things that you might get off, you might rub off on each other because you're both teammates. So you're gonna be
Yeah.
you hear this, the other one's gonna hear that, and then you compromise and you're like, okay, let's check back on the results of what we hear on EVP, blah blah blah, take the meter, stuff like that. And that's another thing too, Sean. Dude, I just started this maybe. Well, I've had it, but I didn't use it. This is my ghost box. It takes 4 batteries. It's got a frequency. This is homemade, by the way. I got the guy. His name is Robert. If I remember right. It has like a channel. Everybody's like, Chris, don't change it. You can hear them as clear as day. I could put it on right now, but all you hear is that you're gonna hear that the noise, and you're gonna go, but you'll hear. It's not like the device that they had on Ghost Adventures. What's it called? I think it's called the PSK7. Nothing compared to that. That is as clear as you're gonna get it. It's just
Yeah.
insane. I love it. But it's just the energy. You gotta just gotta be more careful because knowing that we're talking about lately. I've
I
been like I just told him about scratches, dude. I just got a scratch here,
yeah.
scratch here. Don't know where it came from.
I actually my newest piece of equipment is this right here. It's an IDC direct link. And so this is a spirit box. What's cool about this is that the antenna, you see right here,
Yeah.
you use yourself as an antenna. You push the metal circle. So you ask your question, and you push the circle, and then that uses your body as the antenna.
Um,
So it's you're channeling through this dude. This thing is awesome, Brian. I can't wait
Is
till
it?
you try this thing.
and does
This
it have
thing.
the static? Does it have the static too, or
Yeah, it's static. It doesn't have the. I mean, it's got the echo and reverb, so the
yeah?
static isn't as bad, but it is still that raw sound. You don't have the filters like some of the spirit boxes have, but this allows you to directly connect, and the spirit connect through you. So your body is the antenna. So instead of other spirit boxes, like I have this one here, this ink box, right? This um, this one here, I mean, it's got an antenna on it, right? And
Yeah,
that's
mine had
so
one too.
yeah. So this one here, you don't need your body's the antenna.
You don't need
So
an antenna. It's just.
you're the antenna. So you're
Wow.
asking the questions, right? And then as soon as you ask the questions, you put your finger on the thing. You're supposed. That's when you get the answer because you want to get. It's like asking pendulum or even spirit board would go that far, but only with the box.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what I've even heard on mine? I don't know on yours, Sean, but I get my name a lot. One time they said they called me Mr. Chris Garcia on the
Yeah.
spirit box. I'm like, did you just say that? I was like, okay, I guess you don't know who I am up there. So I was like, I was like freaking out. I was like, wow, because you could hear, and then you could hear like Spanish responses.
Oh wow.
So it varies on the what you ask, and you get the answer. So, but it's actually can call people out. Like I'll ask like who is being dishonest or whatever, and I get the answer, and they'll say the name, and I'm just looking at it like, what is wrong with the spirit box? Is there something I'm not aware of that else that it does? Because it doesn't look like much. Like yours is beautiful, mine is beautiful too.
I mean, it's,
But you experiment more, you start learning more
oh,
about
there,
the absolute.
yeah. There's some out there that are absolutely beautiful, and they even have other fun designs where they are shaped like the Ecto-1 car, and there's so many different ones out there, and it's the way that you connect. I think that a lot of it is the person that's using it, and that's what I like about the a direct link, is because I mean, me being a sensitive, Aaron asks, do you think that it works better? I personally, I feel like it helps me connect better. I don't know. I had another psychic friend tell me that they like to use spirit boxes because it gives off energy, and that energy actually helps them connect with spirit.
Well, how about this, Sean? Um, I'm more grounded. You're more sensitive. I use it versus you. So with someone who has abilities like yourself, who would be more effective? Like, is there a difference, or do you guys feel that like people with more abilities would have better luck with that direct link / spirit boxes in general?
Let's try it.
That's a good question because I've done
Let's
it.
try it, Brian.
I stole it from Aaron. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
No, right. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, no, let's try it. On our next investigation, I'll have you go to a room, or you can have me go to a room, and then we'll each do a solo session and see who gets more.
Can I vent for a session or a second?
You want to do it second?
No. Can I vent for a second?
Yeah.
Man, where is the solo run? Challenges we did one. And
Where are they
I'm
at?
not done. Where
Where
they at,
You
Chris?
tell me.
Chris, where they at? Chris, we did this goofy thing.
I remember
we
he
did-
told me he always picks on you. I remember the
I
other show.
know.
He's all like,
I-
I was like, he's picking on you. And I'm like, oh my
Sean-
god, Sean is
Sean,
that.
Sean
Brian
always
picks
picks
on
on
me.
me.
Brian picks on me. He's like, we're gonna box.
That's first off, it's no headshots, and second, that's not the case. No. It's just we did the solo run challenges where we went to Madison Seminary and we were doing. Hey, Greg, and we were doing like crazy stuff, and doing solo runs and doing weird stuff, blindfolded ourselves and stuff. And we only did one of those, and like every night, I have a little doll of Shawn. I tell Shawn how much I love him every night. I just feel like I don't see the love anymore. He's not trying to do
I got a
these
whole
solo
bag
runs
of
no
love
more.
for you. Did I
What
tell you
is
about
it?
this? Did I tell you about this whole bag? You just made me.
No.
Dude, I hit the garage sale jackpot.
I might have to retract my statement.
Look at that. Look at that. What?
Chris, Chris, when you see these dolls that are coming up,
Hold on.
what do you?
Another one. Hold on.
Does that one only have one arm?
No, it has two arms.
That looked creepy when I saw that one.
Oh.
Hold on.
I got a vibe of that one.
Uh-huh.
A littler one, smaller
It's
one.
like a mini. Yeah, it's
It
like a
is
little
a mini.
handheld one.
And then look at this one.
That
Oh.
looked wow. I was like, but look at his face.
Mm.
Hold on. There's more. Hold on. Another one.
Did they pay you to take these? From this
No,
garage sale?
I paid I think like $5 for all these.
Oh,
I got a Raggedy Ann. What? I got a Raggedy Ann. You want to get a boyfriend for?
That one looked
yeah.
creepy.
The what's that called? It's not Raggedy Ann. It's Raggedy
Who's Raggedy Ann and Andy?
Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah.
That you know what? Even those dolls.
Ooh, this one's got energy to it. I just felt it when I
Yeah,
picked it up.
talk about that. Man, this is for some people. They don't know this, but I'm gonna be told to say this. That some dolls, I don't know how they do it, but it can. Some spirits can get attached to dolls.
Yeah.
Usually, they get attached to the what do you call them? The figured, like the figured dolls, the ones that got the bodies and you can see
Mm.
the body. Usually, spirits are drawn to that, and the ones that can open their eyes and close them are most common for getting possessed by um, maybe somebody trying to put themselves back in the body. So that is scary because you don't know what spirits can come in there because it's like a vessel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's you gotta be very careful with that because when he showed that Raggedy Ann, I just got chills. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't like clowns.
Yeah.
With these, like I got this whole bag, and I was like, hey, you know what? I can get these as like, thank you gifts or whatever for other paranormal investigators, and so that's the intention for these, um, and it's I don't know. I thought of you, Brian. I was going to let you get the first pick of the litter.
I mean, I appreciate that.
You know
Christmas
what?
came early.
It said that Greg said he'll give you $10 for the first doll.
Oh, I see that. Oh, all right. Well, we'll see. The intent when I bought these was not to sell them. It was more for like gifts. So let's let's see. I don't know. It's a whole shipping issue though.
Yeah. So I mean that is kind of crazy because I mean
Who's got a troll in the room?
you gotta throw
And
in
thank you,
there.
Aaron.
Oh, I'll be
Oh,
this guy saying inbox me. Well, you know what, Chris? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I do apologize, but Chris is the only one today who's allowed to give out readings. So I apologize.
That is
yeah.
crazy.
I can't block tonight.
I
Sorry.
blocked. I blocked them.
And also, Aaron, thank you. Kind words. Where are you at? We gotta investigate soon.
Yeah, you gotta get that energy out, dude. Get the energy out.
Chris, if you were gonna make a doll that was like haunted or just a doll to investigate with, what would it look like?
You know what? Funny you say that because I'm not crazy for dolls, but if I wanted to get one, I would get one to get to where it lights up when you touch it, or it'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a spirit can talk through the doll, where it's got like the voice and then it's got the touch. So it'll be like two different things to do
Like
where
a
you can.
Teddy Ruxpin on crack. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
Teddy Rockspin. That would be
I don't,
cool.
I don't know what that is.
I'll have it
Teddy
like right.
Ruxpin. So
I'll
Teddy
have it
Ruxpin was a teddy
like
bear from the '80s, right? But the thing is, he had a tape recorder in the back of him. So, not a tape recorder. Well, I think it did record too, but it had a tape player. So you put and you get like different stories, and this bear would like read the different stories to the kid and stuff, and the mouth would move as it like read. It's actually a very creepy thing, and I think that I always kind of thought that one of those would be kind of cool to use for a what? for like a digital recorder or something.
Hmm.
Like I don't understand.
I was gonna ask you guys, are y'all ready for Halloween?
I'm excited.
I know, right? That I was just telling John about the veil. I mean, think about it. If the veil's real thin, imagine in Halloween.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I listened to all that. I just didn't have the camera. I heard the
I
whole
think,
veil talk.
yeah, I think it's very intensified. I think that's when they communicate more. I mean, they do it year round, but I think it's
Yeah,
during
but
that.
this year you're saying that it's going to be even more intense than normal.
Yeah, I really truly feel that it just. I think you're gonna get more than what you can bargain for. And I'm being told, Spirit, be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. So if you say scratch me, touch me, tug me, be careful what you wish for because you
Yep.
might just get it. That's why I won't do it and be like, yeah, can you pull somebody's hair? You were like, really? You're gonna let them pull your hair? No, thank you.
That
Um,
whenever people like say stuff like that, I always try to like remind them, you really need to be careful what you ask for because it's not like right now you're thinking about the moment, right? You're thinking, okay, spirit, if you're here with us right now, you can hit me, poke me, whatever, use my energy. Well, here's the thing. You're giving that permission, you're giving that intention, but the thing is you don't know when that's going to happen. It could happen right away, or it could happen in an hour, or it could happen next week, or I mean you're inviting that intention into your life. I mean you got to be really careful when you're doing that.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful. I mean, knowing that I like to do that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't go that far because I think I'm just too open for it, and I think it would. I would say I would just gonna lose my crap because I'll be like, no, I don't want you touching me. Stay away from me. Because I've been tugged before with my shirt,
Yeah.
like I was doing readings, and I just felt like somebody
mm,
was like pulling it, and I'm like, really? And I look, there's nothing there, and I'm like, it's weird. That's why I agree with Sean. Be careful what you wish for because
yeah.
you just
You just
don't
might
know,
get it. You just might get it.
and you might not like the response either.
100%.
Especially if you put a big old scar and it burns. You're like, ah, it burns
Right?
because yeah, you just don't know. I think it's just very, very intense. So, but other than that, I mean, I've been doing investigations. I've done walkthroughs of houses, and that's another thing with the houses that I've done on live. I've noticed looking for steps within the past few weeks. I've seen like where I'll do steps, and then I'm like, "Do you have steps?" And they'll rotate the camera, and I'm just like, God, I'm like, wow. And then I'll tell them where to go, and they're just looking at me like, "This is the first time you've been alive. How did you know where to go?" And I'm like, in my heart tells me where to go. And I've had some weird, bizarre things where you'll hear voices. Um, it's intensified where it's just like I've had things for steps, attics. Um, it's just so weird. It's just, and then in places that are very dark, it's like, hmm. I won't provoke the bear, but I will ask and see. Well, let's see what goes to the right of here, Johnny. So, but
Jeez.
it's just very intensified where you gotta be very careful. Really do. Like they say, be careful what you wish for.
We need to put that on a poster.
Right? I get a
Right?
poster or not get a puzzle that says, "Be careful what you wish for."
Yeah.
But so if anybody wants questions, y'all can do readings. I'll do maybe like a few, depending if I'm drawn to you, or I'll just I don't know how far Sean and Greg show us, so we'll just go as long as we can. Now, if we don't get readings, then it's fine because I don't, I just go with the flow. So if there's nobody interested, then just
Yeah, well,
leave.
there was one that says from Valley Spirit Communications. It's 7:39 p.m. When using a spirit box, do you ever feel like the spirit might not know what the spirit box is, or how to use the spirit box to communicate?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes you might not know what you're gonna get, but you gotta be, you gotta respect the spirit box because it is like a portal, and it applies again. Be careful what you wish for, uh, or what you ask for. So it's like a doorway. When you talk to them, their voice comes through that device. Most people think, well, they can't hurt me because it's only on the spirit box, but they can come out into our reality. And once you turn off that, it's always good because I always do it when I turn on that box. I say, "Hi guys, good morning. Any speakers have any messages today?" And I respect them just like they were alive. So when I close the session, and this is very important, you don't just open the spirit box and say, "Hi guys," or you can just say, you just start asking, and you got to be polite.
Yeah.
And then when you close the session, you say, "Thank you for all the messages that you provided." Just say, "Good night, everybody. Have a good day," and
Hmm.
then I'll close it. You
Yeah,
don't
because
just leave the door wide open because once you turn it off, that's an open invitation for something to come later on. And you're like, why is all this activity coming out? No, you didn't close the door. Just like anything else, a Ouija board, same thing applies. Close the door. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch. Don't
yeah,
I would
that's
agree.
also like the big thing where like um most of the time, like on my or on like our investigations, the EVP tech will explain, like at each different rotation or location, like depending on like if there's different floors. It's a reintroduction, who we are, that we're just seeing if we can help you in any way. No uh, provoking or anything malicious. But I think it's important, like every single floor, introduce yourselves, be extremely kind. And that's my one worry about using Ouija boards. Like for the most part, well, actually, like for our team, like when we do EVP sessions, we're all on the same page. We're not here to provoke. We're not here to have any ill intent whatsoever. But for the Ouija boards or anything like that, I don't want there could be one person that says that they're okay with it, but they're not. And if not everyone is 100% in it and positive and
just
grounded, then there could be a lot of
do.
danger. But that's the same thing with like spirit boxes. Like that could be the worst thing. Like people turn them on and there's no introduction, there's no goodbye, there's no respect, and especially during the veil being a lot more thinner now versus past years, you better be careful what you wish for. It's the big thing.
That's an understatement. I do feel agree with that because I mean I'm just very careful. I mean I
Mhm.
think the more open you are, the more receptive you are. Um, I would take things lightly. That if you're very open, you're like an antenna, and the spirits know that. So if you're like very open, don't show no fear, respect the location, respect the dead, and just know that you close that session too. Now there might be some of them, but that once you open that door, you'll start hearing bad words, which I'm not going to say the bad words, but
Mhm.
they will cuss you out, and once you to shut them up, they're not going to do it. So be very careful because there's some of them that once they get that open invitation for interaction, and the reason why they won't shut up is because somebody wants to talk to them. So they're saying, "Oh, so now what? Somebody's paying attention to me. Sean is
Mhm.
paying attention to me." So it's like you're like,
Right.
"Can you just politely please be quiet?" You
Right.
know. So just be careful. You don't tell them, "Shut up."
Yeah, no, and sometimes they're the ones saying that to you, like if you're being disrespectful.
Right. Right now, one thing that Aaron makes a pretty good point here. This is interesting to think about. I think a lot of times when spirit responds with words like evil, etc., I think that it's more that they think that the devices we are using are evil. That's very interesting. Now, if you think about it, earlier, it also was mentioned, if spirit actually knows how to use the devices. Now, that's one thing that you really need to consider when you're doing, whether it's a private home, private location, or just a place that isn't investigated a whole lot, because these spirits aren't used to all these gadgets and toys. You go to these places that are investigated all the time, you might get a little bit more um, play with some of your devices because they're familiar with them. So you have to teach the spirit and how to use the devices, or at least explain the intention of the device. Like with the spirit boxes, I think with those, like a lot of spirits don't have a lot of trouble using the radio frequencies, but you have to let them know that that's what they're using, right? That's the intention. I think if you're at a place that's not used to it, but I don't know. I mean, a spirit isn't going to know just, hey, there's a dog over there. If I touch it, it's going to let you know I'm here.
Yeah. Touch this antenna, touch this light, touch this flame.
Right. I mean, think about someone from the 1700s. If they're a REM pod, like really, that's a weird looking thing, and that's where things like you might think that it's evil, or if you're somewhere, or if you're somewhere where I don't know, there's some religions that believe that using devices like that are evil. So you gotta keep all that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, you really never know. It is kind of up in the air, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, but it's all a learning process, right? I mean, whether with
And
spirit, with us, with everybody involved, it's a learning process. I mean, they're learning about us as just as we're learning about them. I mean, we're calling them to us, and we're in the living spectrum, so we're calling them to us to try to figure it out. But really, they're learning too.
that is true.
To communicate with us.
Yeah.
That is true. And I think with them, they have an easier way to get to us than what we get to them. Um, but it is, you just gotta have respect and just, I would suggest to be very careful. You just never know. You really never do. And each location or each place, it's different. You know what's crazy is we're talking about this. I am not reading nobody, and I don't know where this is coming from. I'm getting a real tensing feeling right here, Sean. Remember? But this is where the third eye is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on, dude. I just feel it like it's almost like something coming at me. Literally, it feels like you would think it's vertigo, but it's not. It's kind of very strange. It's been like that for a while. I'm still trying to narrow it down, but I think it's something to do because I get it right here where the third eye is. So I'm thinking, coincidence? Nah, can't be because it's like right here. And then I get the tingling up here, and I'm like, okay, what is the tingling? I get touched. So yeah, I'm just like, what is going on? I don't know about you guys, but do y'all get any sensation during this time of the year? Because there's like one, two, three, four people that, like I was telling you, Sean, that get very dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
They even
Yeah, I mean it's
they just get tired, and you're like,
Mm.
I'm not just standing here. I'm already tired.
Well, there's that tense feeling when I can't put the video up, guys.
Brian. Oh, here I'll do it for you, brother.
He's like that tense feeling, but I've been anxiously sitting here for 3 minutes trying to figure out how to put it out. It's the abyss, everyone.
Is this?
You've experienced it.
I love it. I love it.
No, that's not it. Which video is it, Brian? Oh my goodness.
I can't see.
Nope, that's not it. That one has no sound. Where'd it go? Where'd the video go? Why can't? What's going on here, Brian? What happened to our video? That's not it. That's a cool EVP I got. This is it's your Into the Abyss logo intro's gone, Brian.
No, I can't be gone.
Well, here. Oh, that's not it. Hold on.
Is this the squid thing? You're gonna show the squid.
Oh shit! No wonder why Chris feels tense.
Tense. I know you're saying that like something.
What is going on? Why is it? It's gone. Here.
All right,
There.
here it is, Chris. It is the a section of the show where we give you 13 fast fire questions, rapid fire questions. Now the goal is you got to answer them as quickly and as thoroughly as possible, okay? Because it's got to be quick, but it's got to be thorough at the same time. It's like craziness.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you?
Yeah, I was actually just trying to. There it is. All eyes on you, brother.
I'm sorry, Shawn. I can't do nothing. Okay.
It's okay.
I'll give you
Just
number.
tell me.
Okay, I'll give you number 1 and number 13 as a reference. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, number 1. Best paranormal tool to use besides yourself.
To me, I would say the spirit box is one, and I would say it's the best thing that you can give. It gives you more accurate information. You get voices and EVP voice phenomenon. So yeah.
Okay, now we got some homies out there that are trying to help people that have a haunted house. They're going to go do a paranormal investigation in someone's house. What is one key tip you can give a paranormal investigator to help someone whose house is haunted?
Take things and take your devices and take it lightly and do some research. And it's basically the biggest word I hear with that is respect. Respect the president and respect the spirits of it.
Gotcha. Now, listen, Chris, this wasn't my idea. It was Shawn's. You're going to be locked in a haunted asylum. The only way to get out is to find 20 haunted clown dolls that have their eyes moving all the time and their voice activated and they talk. What is your strategy to find all of the 20 hidden haunted clown dolls in this asylum?
I would say I would look for something to do with eyes. I don't know why. I sort and look at. I'm seeing like something with red, and I would look through the corners. Is what I'm being told with Sean. Like I'm feeling like in the corners.
I love it. So you said you've been going on a lot of paranormal investigations lately. What is the craziest experience you've had on an investigation so far?
Oh well, that was not on live, but we had one chat where we heard a growl. I mean, you can hear it as clear as I did. It was another live I did where me very profound to hear a growl on a
Yeah.
live. It's the most insane thing I've ever heard within this past year. I would have to say the growls is what gets me this year. It's the growls, so that's very defined for me.
That's perfect. I mean, you gotta love a good growl. Now, you actually get hired by a Mr. Sean Gilmore, and he needs you to create one piece of unique paranormal equipment. So, what would this piece of equipment do that is special and unique, and what would it be called?
I don't know what it would be called, but I can describe it. It would be like a smoking detector where it's like those things that they use for Halloween. It's like it goes every
Mhm.
5-10 minutes and it smokes. So if something goes through it or if there's like a figure, it can use the smoke as an outline. So maybe it's a fogging figure device would be one, would be something. And then I would like to use the ones where they've got the different spectrum with all these different colors but patterns. So if there's something passing through that green light, you'll know there's a spirit nearby.
I like that a lot. So, on these readings or investigations, some people will start to hear strange voices or footsteps or even growls. What do you recommend people do? Like, maybe it's their first time, and they're just starting to hear these strange voices in the distance when they're doing the readings or the investigations, or maybe for the first time they're starting to hear footsteps around them or above them. What's your advice to those new people in that situation?
I would say to try to debunk as much as you can, and try not to freak out, and try to like just see if it's coming from maybe the team or someone that's there with you. So I would say just to take it very serious and try to debunk what you can, and go with integrity, and don't show fear. It's the best thing I could say. Don't show fear. If you're new, don't show any fear. Just go with positive, the most positive energy you can do, and ground yourself before you go there. Is another thing I would add.
Gotcha. So here's another a situation. Shawn and I go to a haunted location, and we're sleeping together at the location. At the location. Listen, we just had an investigation. Okay, it's like 3, 4, 5 a.m. Of course, we go to sleep. Now we wake up, and Shawn has scratches all over his body, and I'm swearing on the Bible it wasn't me. So when these random scratches appear on someone's body, what is that supposed to mean, or how do they interpret it?
That you've been touched by spirit, you've been touched, and you've been violated, and saying, I'm here, I'm making my presence known, so you better be aware. So basically, I think that's more of a territory thing. And it says, if you think I can't scratch you, I just did. What you gonna do about it? That's what
That's
that.
wild. Okay. So there's this quote unquote common debate in the paranormal field on whether a house is more likely to be haunted or the person or people living in the home. So we're asking you because you're the specialist, Chris. What do you think is more common, that the house itself is haunted, in terms of like a private residence? Do you think a private residence like the home is more likely to be haunted, or the people inside it?
That's a very good question. I like that. I like that. I would say, well, it depends on the case, but I would say that. Okay, hold on. Is it spirit or is it the home? I'm being told home
I
because
mean, that makes
every home has secrets. That's what they told me to say.
that's that's true, and I mean, like a lot of the haunted locations too, is more the location versus the people. So I like that a lot. Um, where am I at? What is the best part of Robert's spirit box?
I guess it's because I don't know about the spirit box, but I'm just being told what to say. I would say just few. That is very defined, and you can hear it clearly. Is what I'm seeing.
Hmm?
That's what I'm told, even though I don't know what the spirit box is. That person's spirit box, but I'm being told that it's clear, and I'm seeing like it lights up.
Yeah, clear communication. Now, look, everyone that like joins the a paranormal community, the paranormal field, like any other field in the world, there's a lot of positivity, and of course, there's some negativity. Now, I mean, people with this field in particular, Chris, I mean, we pour our hearts and souls into this field, and of course, a lot of support and everything, but sometimes there's some negativity. Now, you've been in the field for a while. When new people are joining this field because they love the gifts that they're given, they love helping spirits, they love the people in the community, and then every once in a while they're getting this negativity from XYZ. What's your advice to the new people in the field on how to deal with that negativity?
I would say don't bring the negativity with you. So if you have problems at home, that's one thing I would just told. Don't bring your problems from home into a workplace because that is work. Um, and just try to keep yourself in a positive light and do some cleansing before you go. So if you have any problems, just leave it at home. Don't even bring it because what
Gotcha.
you're gonna do is you're gonna amplify the energy tenfold.
Hmm. Now, you, me, and Shawn, we're all sitting around a campfire, and we're telling all these crazy ghost stories because that's what you do at campfires. And we're going around, and we're asking everyone's most wild thing they've heard on a spirit box. And because you love yours, you're up. What is the most wild thing you've ever heard from a spirit box?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've heard "Get Out," or I always have like a nasty growl. But there's some of them you can't really hear, but it's just I've heard "Get Out," but in a very demonic voice, or like a scream. I've heard that too. That would be very. I've heard that, so that's something to think about. Is scream screams and help me. Those are the signs. Those are the things that you really need to pay attention to because you hear that, that's scary.
Oh, yeah. Um, so everyone has different things that they love about the paranormal field. Some people love the community, some people love the interactions to the spirits. I mean, there's so much to love. But for you in particular, Chris, what is your favorite part of the paranormal field?
Depending if it's a location, is to reassurance that they're not losing their mind and that this stuff is not made up and that it does exist. That's the best thing for me is to give people closure and reassurance and peace of mind.
Yeah. And number 13, you've been in the field a while now and you've helped so many people. And clearly, as Sean and I have talked about before, you yourself pour your heart and soul out into this field. You're helping so many people. What's your one message to the paranormal community that, and all the fans and all the people that you helped and all the support that you garnered? What's one message, if you could talk to them all at once right now? What would your one message be?
And positive light to each other, stop hating each other. We need to come back together as a community. This is not a game. This is a job, and you gotta have love for it. Let it come from your heart and give it back to society. I think we all need, as a kind of different teams, we need to come together and stop fighting each other because we're giving power to the demons or whatever lower level. So if we work as a team, we can find out more of why this is happening. So that would be the first thing I would give to everyone out there listening.
I love that. I love that, my friend. Um, Sean, can you?
Are we done?
Yeah. That was all 13. You have survived the Into the Abyss
I'm
section.
really bad at this. Hold on. How do I do this?
See,
How do
Chris
you do
is.
this?
You gotta go to the top right and click the three dots.
Hi, Mayan.
All right. There.
There it is.
I was like, I was all like that.
Yes, there's the fight. There's the fight. No headshots.
It's Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa. Rocky Leon Edwards had an amazing head kick knockout with Kamaru Usman for the UFC in mixed martial arts. He was the pound for pound. In the last minute, his name's Leon Rocky Edwards. And he literally, just like Rocky, knocked him out like that. It's wild. It was like
the
2 weeks
tiger.
ago.
Yeah, you know what? That right. That's what I'm being told is the thing that I would think the eye of the tiger stands out to me right now.
Yeah.
That look that you give, and it's comes with a territory, just like in everything. Those were really good questions, man. It's fun. You got
Thank
me
you.
Brian comes with the best questions, especially during the that Into the Abyss session.
Yeah, I mean, I start to question myself when Sean starts to call me out for these boxing matches. You know what I mean? Like, that's the real questions. I question myself. I say, I don't know. I'm scared. Sean's very intimidating. He's got all this experience. He said he used to rough up some people here and there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
but I remember Ryan. He said that you said that Sean always picks on you, right?
he picks on me all the time.
I got your back. I got your
appreciate that,
Are
Chris.
you serious? He's the one that calls me out because he wants me to do this boxing, and I'm just not in shape.
Hey, man, the only reason we do it is to get in shape. You don't have to be in shape. No one's in shape. Drew's fought most of these times. He's another Your Paranormal member. He don't train. You don't even train.
I watch it. Everyone there looks like they're in better shape than I am. So.
Listen, you need to come to an event. It's a cute time. You don't even have to fight. Just come, enjoy the camaraderie.
I need to. You need to have it on a time when I'm available. You keep on having it on these times when I can't go.
You know what I'd say
You
too?
need to plan everything around me. No, I'm kidding.
You know what I say? You know,
Yes, Chris.
but I would say one thing that probably could refer to one of the questions. Um, I would say you have to stay fit to be in a paranormal because in case you got to run, if there's
Yes.
spirit.
Yes. So it's the oddest thing. Because your paranormal has the no headshot boxing like every quarter. And it's literally just to incentivize like our members to have something to train towards. Because it's no headshots, no one gets hurt, everything's fine. It's just tapping shoulders. But it gives people something to look forward to and to like train towards. When you look at the paranormal community, it's not like the stuff that you see on TV. You know, we all don't run around with 6-pack abs, you know, or like huge muscles and they could barely fit through the doorways of these haunted locations. You know what I mean? Unlike you, Chris. Unlike you, ripped man, ripped. And so like at least for my team, I was like pouring all the resources, whether it's money, time, effort, love, into these things, just to give people some kind of outlet to train for, to do something. It's so important because like when I talk to the paranormal community as a whole, I say, look, we'll spend 3 or 4 hours driving there, 3 or 4 hours driving back. We'll spend 8 hours talking to walls in the dark. But how much time, like hours a week, do we allocate towards our health? And if you want to talk about like, excuse me, if you want to talk about like helping spirits, like it's really important that we go there and we help spirits and we go there and we help people with their haunted homes or their haunted selves. But it is very important. But like long term, if you typically if you're more healthy, you live longer, and that means you can help more people and help more spirits and make a larger impact on the field. It's huge. And that's like the second reason. The first reason is you have to be fit and in shape to run away from ghosts. There's been times where, you know, I wanted to leave Shawn in the dust. You know, we hear something going on, I'm out.
Oh, what was it? There was this one movie called Without a Paddle. It's a comedy from back in the day. It's actually really funny. If you like adventure comedies, go check it out. So, but there's a part where there's a bear, and they're like, the guy's like, I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than you. And he pushed him down and ran away.
That's insane. Now, like, gosh, like, how do you do that in like the paranormal field? Because like sometimes you can't even see it coming.
No,
You just got to run back to home base.
Yeah.
You
know,
I honestly, I since it's dark, I don't like to run anyways. So it's safety first. But I mean, sometimes you gotta when I've learned when you get that fight or flight feeling, and you're in an investigation, you got to listen to that. And the thing is that most times the smarter choice is the flight because you don't know what you're fighting against.
Mm-hmm.
But there's times when you got to stand your ground too.
And you know what? This is a good question, and I'm going to answer it too. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you do? You've never seen an apparition before. You've never seen a demonic or entity or just anything for that matter, right? And you're new and everybody's all expert and they're like, there's no such thing as ghosts. We can debunk something, right? And you just goes in your flashlight and then you see that. What would you do if you actually saw something with a hood over its head, no face, and floating in midair and coming towards you? What would you do?
Check my pants. I mean, like real talk, like seriously, because like there's times when I have seen full body apparitions on investigations and not on investigations, and every single time it scares the crap out of me. I cannot get used to it. And that is one reason why I stopped meditating and opening myself up more, was because of that. One time I saw an apparition of a little girl, and it was just fitting for the moment where we were at. We're in a storage facility for a historical society right by all the toys. And it was just very fitting for what we saw. And I saw this little girl, and I yelled, "Holy fucking shit, what the fuck?" And I like totally like went off. And then like after that moment was over, I was like, "Holy shit!" I just totally went off and cussed like a sailor in front of this poor little girl. I felt so bad. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I probably scared the shit out of her." So I'm just like, I'm apparently this isn't like I'm not ready for this. So I stopped, and
Wow.
yeah, I stopped. Oh, I mean, I mean, when you're empathic and you're sensitive, you can't like flip it off. I wish you could, but you can't. It's on. So you just learn, right? Right? Here, push that. But or is it right here? I don't know. But I don't know. But like when you see that, I don't care who you are.
I think I
Some
would be
people, I
when
guess,
I
if you're that type of psychic where you see spirit all the time, I guess you would get used to it. But I don't see how someone like me could ever get used to seeing that.
no, because you never know what kind of stuff what they can do to you. I think if it was me and it was a child, I would just be like, just like, how can I help you? You know.
You would think.
But if it shape shifted to something that is not very pleasant, I'll be just like, I
When
know
you
my
turn
stuff, but I'm
when
getting
you
the hell out of
when
here. I'm
you
walking
turn
out.
your head and you see a little girl in period clothing peeping around a corner like this, it's creepy as shit. Yeah, I don't know. It scared the shit out of me. That poor little girl.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you, Sean, when you saw her, did you see her solid or did you see her like an outline? Did she glow?
No, she looked almost solid. It was like a transparent solid, dude. It was weird. It was full body apparition. It was a little girl with period clothing. It was
Wow.
crazy. I will never get that image out of my head. Like that little girl just like peering
Wow.
around the corner, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, yeah, no, I mean, no, like if I see like I see a mist sometimes coming down my stairs. I live in an old home, and there's a woman here, um, and so I see that mist. That doesn't startle me. I'm used to her. I'm used to her presence, but it's also not a full body apparition going like this, speaking like I don't know. And
Mm-hmm.
now this actually I'm gonna kind of build off of this a little bit too. Shano, Monday that are spirits really demons? I think most times the spirits that we come across are human spirit. I think
Yes.
that demonic spirits are very few and far between. It might be getting, like Chris said, and we might be running into it more and more as time progresses from um, just because of the changes that we're going through. But I think that still 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a human spirit, whether if it's angry, upset, sad, what have you. And plus, like I've been explaining, like if you're scared, I mean, it's easy for us to get scared because it's not something within the norm. So I don't
What
know. What do you think, Chris?
what was your response, Brian, to that? Even though you've been with Sean, have you ever gotten startled where you're just like you keep your composure and you're just like you just like you don't say it, but I mean, like how do you respond? Have you ever gotten
So
scared, startled?
I mean, I've been scared before. Like I've never seen anything just because I'm so grounded. Now here's the issue. Like because I'm so grounded, like not a lot happens to me. So there's just one investigation where it was just me and this other girl. She was using a crystal grid. I said, hey, as long as it's not a Ouija board, that's fine. She used a crystal grid to like stir up some energy and jazz and whatnot. I said, I don't even know if this like we'll just see if it works. Some weird stuff happening. We started hearing like weird distant woman screams, sounds of
Wow.
hell. I don't even know what the sounds of hell sounds like, but that's literally what I heard. But now here's the key difference. We were standing in this nunnery, which I've done like 9 or so times. So like sample size wise, nothing like this ever happens. I've done close to 60 investigations, so like I've never heard anything like this. I heard something crawling up the wall. Like we're standing in the middle of this nunnery, crawling up the wall. It started crawling on Like I didn't see it. I heard crawling on the ceiling all around us and stopped in the corner. So in my head, I'm like, okay, Bri. It takes so much energy for a ghost to respond to Shawn's haircut and a shave. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're asking for like these spirits like to so much energy just to give 2 knocks. So when I heard that, I said, we ain't dealing with some regular spirit here. And of course, the woman I was with was sensitive as well, and has abilities. It says,
Wow.
it's about time to leave. Now, Chris, your question is, I've spent 9 years of my life asking spirits to knock on the walls twice for me. You know what I mean? Or, give us a sign. And you're telling me some sheet-like manifestation, no face, no eyes, no legs, is hurling itself towards me. I mean, one, like if I was actually thinking logically, I'd try and position myself in a situation where the static cam was looking at me, but there's absolutely zero chance. There's like negative chance that I'm going to be clear-minded.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
correct. So in this scenario, I'm already going to know that it's not a normal spirit. This ain't some little girl trying to give me a hug for asking if everything's A-okay, if there's anything I can do for her. This is something that's a lot more powerful. And Chris, I ain't dealing with that.
Neither would I.
I'm smarter to know than that. No way.
There's an exit.
I'd be getting out of there just like you, Chris.
Right?
I'd push Aaron in front of me. Okay? I'd have Aaron right there. Boom. Yeah, Aaron says that nunnery was the scariest experience.
I mean,
Yo,
Yep.
I took her to the nunnery. Oh yeah, no. And then, what do you think about what was it? Spirits being demons?
to me, I think I would agree with Sean. 9 out of 10, you're gonna find something that looks like a shadow, like I described, could be something that maybe somebody was a murderer. So they're gonna come out dark to you. But to come across a demon or an entity like a skinwalker, that's very rare, but it can be seen and it can be done. Most people just freak the hell out because they'll be like, this is not a shadow. This is not an angry spirit. You can tell because if it comes at you, if it shows its teeth, I don't care how good you are. I'll be like, I'm out of here. This is not my forte.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Either get a demonologist here, or we gotta go because I'm not messing with that. If it's not something that I'm not familiar with, I'm just like, I'm not messing with it.
That was my biggest thing when I went to the nunnery with our investigator and good friend Lindsay. First off, it was like my first investigation where it was just like me and one other person, and there was so much happening already, like the weird screams, the weird sounds of hell, like all that stuff. Then when I heard the crawling and she's uncomfortable, I'm like, one, if the majority of your team / if it's all of you, if it's just you and one other person, like if the other person's already uncomfortable and is sensitive and picking up on way too much and says it's time to bounce, there's nothing else to gain. Like I don't want to spook her more. I don't want to be dragged up the ceiling. You know what I mean? I'm good. Now if it was Shawn, I said, Shawn, strap in, buddy. We gonna get it. We gonna get it.
Yeah, if
I
I'm
know
like,
Shawn
yeah,
got my
Brian,
back.
I don't know, man. I don't like the way this feels. So if you look good, now you go there.
Okay, wait, that's what I do. That's what I'd say. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, you don't like the way it feels.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
wait, that's a quote. I've said that to you too many. I'm so sorry.
You know what? And this
Oh,
is
yeah?
something
Oh my gosh.
that
But
something,
that time you felt that what it feels like to feel unsafe.
Yeah.
You felt
It was
that,
not
so you
safe.
listened to it. So you got that. You got that feeling. Now, Aaron, I did ask if you would ever be interested in being less grounded.
Yes. I would.
Yeah, you would.
Oh, I thought he was asking me. Never mind.
Oh,
He's
you
asking.
can. I think that this was more for Brian because he's very grounded and
I don't
it
know.
seems like he keeps himself that way.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, I'm cool with just being grounded. That way, there's like at least some kind of like when you look at the whole sample size of it all. Like if you take traditionally like 10 people, if I could be one of like the like you got half skeptics, half more sensitive, and I'm somewhere in the middle, for example, just some kind of gauge. That would be good. Like I don't necessarily need to communicate with the spirits as long as I can have the opportunity for someone else to. I mean, or myself. Like I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but like if I'd rather experience it versus someone else on my team, I'd rather someone else on my team experience it because that's a really cool story and a really cool experience. And that goes the same way with grounded. Like if someone's going to be more grounded and less affected and be there for others and this is that like and also not affected and this is no offense to you, Chris. I don't want to be having spirits follow me talking to me during like my everyday work. No one like first off, some people don't even believe in gifts, and the people that actually understand that gifts are real, they just appreciate your gifts, but no one actually has empathy enough to understand that every single day you've got so much being thrown at you almost like every minute slash hour, and no one ever sees that. And it's not only just like the courage and all the time and resources it takes to share the gift, but also what it takes to upkeep that gift,
Yeah.
and that's incredible.
That is true. I mean, I don't know about Sean, but to me, being gifted and a lot of people they judge us, because they think we're evil, because they think, well, God created this world, right? God created Adam and Eve. There's no such thing as psychic or medium. There's no such thing as clairvoyance. There's no such thing as clairsentient. No. There's no such thing as an empath. But the little that they know is that God was even gifted himself. And to people that say that this gift does not exist, I don't get like mad. I just pray for them and I said, I hope you just find your way. Because it does hurt sometimes. I think if you're new, it makes you kind of like doubt yourself at times. That if you're really gifted because they don't believe in you, or they think you're going to hell because they weren't brought up that way. To me, it's hurtful, but you just gotta know how to take the criticism. To me, I think being finding a skeptic, it's one of the most profound things for me. For me, as being an investigator and a psychic, because I always like to prove them wrong. That hey, you might not believe in what I do. You might think I'm going straight to hell. You can think what you want. Give me a shot, and I'll read you, and I'll make you change your mind real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for psychics that are new and empaths, I feel for them because being an expert in the field, you get downgraded, you make fun of, people talk shit about you. That's the worst you can do to a psychic because we feel more than what a normal average person feels, and we feel what you're feeling. So, um, for me, I go day by day and just try to make a difference in everybody's life that is meant to come in my path. Now, the ones that don't know who I am, never heard of me, I just say, I'll be with them, and that's what I do. Now, as far as Sean, I don't know how he deals with skeptics or people that say his gift is evil, but for myself, I like a challenge. But one thing I do want is I want respect.
Respect.
It's
Yeah.
earned, not given.
Correct.
For me, it's like I know that I'm not evil, and I know that the what gifts I have do not compare to what you have, Chris, at all. But if someone tries to say, whatever, paying attention, acknowledging it, that's evil, that's giving into the devil, I'm just like, you know what, this is something that God gave me. This is a gift from God. I don't see it as evil. I have it for a reason.
And
Whatever it is, I have this for a reason, and I believe that for you too. I mean, it's not for any of us to judge. And the thing is, even though in the Bible it may say one thing, but I mean, that's a book written by man in the end of the day. And I trust what I know and love about God, because that's what I know in my heart, and that's what matters.
amen to that because I can agree with that. And that's good that you say that because I do feel that for the people that are watching, if you ever feel alone, you're not because there's times where people will attack you out of jealousy, anger, rage. Don't let them get the best of you. And as my mom would say, if you love what you do, this is the biggest message of all for the day. For the day, don't let them steal your joy.
Don't let them steal your joy.
Take back your
Don't let them
power.
steal your joy.
Take back that power, even to your enemies. You don't have to hurt them. Just pray for them, and the more that you kill them with kindness, the
Yeah.
more they hate it.
And it's hard. It's hard for psychics, right? It's so
Yeah.
hard for psychics. And there's a lot of competition. I mean, I've literally, like, it's not very often that we have to remove people from our chat. I've removed 2 people from our chat because they're trying to promote themselves during your show. So it's like, when I say your show, you're our guest, right? This is your moment. This is your promotion, not their moment to promote. So I look at that as kind of being rude, but it's very cutthroat in the psychic community. It's crazy, and people don't realize how cutthroat it is. I don't get it. I personally, as an empath, I think that people should work together. If we work together, we learn more, and we can do more. We're stronger together. There's power in numbers. I mean, I can go on and why people should work together and not be so cutthroat, but they are, and it's crazy. It's hard out there being a psychic. So if someone goes out there and they say something negative about a psychic, that's detrimental. That's hard. That's harsh. That's livelihood that you're messing with, and it's so you better. I mean, are there fakes out there? Yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're gonna go claiming that, you gotta be careful because there's genuine psychics out there. I've witnessed your readings, Chris. Brian's witnessed your readings, and this is why we have you back on, is because we know who you are and we want to help because we know how hard it is out there. But it's like I don't get the cutthroatness of in the psychic. Um, Community. It's insane. I mean, in the paranormal community, there's the paradrama and everything too, but it's nothing like how it is in the. I've had it, it, it's so crazy, right? And you have people who have gifts and who are scared of these gifts and don't understand what's going on with them. And the only way for them to get the full answers that they want is to go and pay hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands of dollars, to a psychic or to a psychic class. It's just like, seriously, why can't we do this? Like, I can go to church and I can learn all I want about, you know, that church's religion. I can go into a temple. I can go and learn this. I don't have to necessarily pay. Well, eventually we'll have to pay something. Sure, we all, nothing's free, but to go and find these answers, it is so hard. Me being an empath, knowing and trying to understand how this works, and it's just insane how hard it is to find help. I've
Yeah.
tried to help people. I've tried to find people help, and it's next to impossible to find it for free, and that's because of how cutthroat the psychic uh, community is. They don't want to bring on another psychic who could possibly be the next competition. That's
Yeah,
that's kind of what I get out of it.
yeah. I mean, and being an empath, that's true. I think we take a lot of in. Sometimes we get more hurt easier than a normal person because I do. Me being gifted, I'm gonna tell you how bad I am. If something kind of gets me upset, it affects my whole misdemeanor. It affects me to no end because not only am I sensitive but empathic, so it's like I get hurt easy.
Yeah,
And then being humble who you are, you look at all the work you've done, and then you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, I put all this out there, and this is the damn shit I get. No, it shouldn't be that way. Like I said, respect needs to be earned, and you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And if you're a good psychic, stand up for your name, stand up for who you are, which I stand up for my name. I
Yeah.
do this myself. But then again, if there's people that are hating on me or Sean or whoever other psychics out there, you gotta have your name and you gotta speak up for yourself, and that's where the truth comes
yeah,
out. Where you speak the truth, you just tell them what you feel, and then if they say, "Well, I still don't believe in psychic," well, get this: there are some psychics that are real religious based, and they still pray to God. They pray to their saints. They're Catholic, and they have their gifts at the same time. Like with me, I'm gonna tell you flat out, I'm
yeah,
Catholic, so I have the Catholic religion along with my gifts. So I pray to all. We all pray to the same God. It doesn't make us less better than anybody else, because at the end
yeah.
of the day, you got to answer to Him, nobody else but Him,
That's true. That's true.
and that's what
Facts.
people don't do. You know what I'm saying? That's just my perspective on thing. And Shauna, I'm glad you mentioned that because that just I can't even tell you that just hit on target what you just said. Being very empathic is it's hard.
Mhm.
We must like the readings I do. I make it look so easy, but it's not. It comes with a lot
Right,
behind the
and
scenes.
that you pay a toll for it, right? It takes a lot of your energy, a lot of your spirit energy. So, well, of your personal energy. So when you're done, you're exhausted. There's been times when I've just done like a tarot card reading and I'm exhausted afterwards because it's very, no matter how you're connecting with spirit, it's draining. People talk about a paranormal hangover. I think that a lot of times that's, yeah, I mean, that's us being drained by spirit, and it's a spiritual draining. So you feel this this grogginess the next day after an investigation. So it's and that happens to people who aren't psychics, and so I mean that's because you're putting yourself out there, and that's a sign that I think that you do. And there's just so much out there that people just don't fully understand. Like here, Jeff Wood put this comment here. He said, "Isn't it strange? Houdini's wife, Bess, tried for 10 years to contact her husband through psychic mediums and seances, and they all failed. In the end, Bess stated, I do not believe anyone can contact the dead, nor do I believe there are ghosts or spirits." Now, here's the thing, right? Can't contact them. It doesn't work that way. You don't have a phone number where you're be like, all right, let me get my iPhone out here real quick. Now I'm gonna start calling spirit. Hey, I got your direct number. Hey there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It doesn't
Doesn't
work that way. And people think that oh, so because I got a psychic, I'm gonna get in contact with this direct person. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna get in contact with whomever comes forward, and it's not always going to be the person that you're asking for. It doesn't work that way. It's just you can't. I mean, unless you're like in like the movie What Dreams May Come, and you're freaking going through a boat and you're rolling through hell to find this one specific person to rescue them. You're not. And still, then that's chance. That I'm sorry, I love that movie, but like it just doesn't. It just doesn't work that way, guys. You can't. People are like, "Well, why not? Why can't it work that way?"
Yeah,
I,
and
there's no answer for why not.
yeah,
It
and
just
it's
doesn't.
hard. It really is, and that's why I said when
Yeah.
Brian was asking me all those questions, what do you tell to someone that's new? I think for people that are new, you just gotta respect the area. You gotta respect your team. Don't try to be better. Don't have that ego. Don't be stuck up. That's another thing I could have added that. And just be just very genuine. And the more that you give out, the more good you're gonna get back.
Yeah, I like to look at like different religions because all the time people are saying like my religion is correct, and then some leave it at that. Some people say my religion is correct and yours is not, and some people say that our religions are incorrect. And like when people like over the last like 9 or so years have said like, Brian, do you think ghosts are real? I said, yeah, I think they're real. Um, I said, well, like, what? You're like, what if I don't? I'm like, okay, like it doesn't necessarily bother me because it's just like, it's just like, is God real? Like, X% do think that God's real, X% don't. And it's like,
Yeah.
maybe you haven't had your miracle yet, or maybe it's XYZ, but like, it doesn't bother me what people think or want to believe in. And like, I just wouldn't, like, to Chris's point, like, I wouldn't want people to like judge me for the things that I believe in. And like, if you really love golf, and I'm not into golf, but like, people think golf's the greatest, gift to earth. I'm like, that's cool. Glad you like it. I'm sure you probably hang out with your friends and you make a large positive impact on your community. I do the same thing, but with the paranormal.
And you know what? I'm gonna add a little something too. We can talk about this.
Mm.
You help people, and you do it off of social media, which I do it off of social media too. The more you put yourself out there, the more that you are a target to criminals, people that kill. You put yourself in a line just like a cop, but in a different perspective. So
Mm.
just because you're a psychic medium or a very gifted person does not make you invincible. People will find you scary and intimidating. You wanna know why? Because you're in their head. You can see what they're doing. You can see what they're up to. You can see how the person died. You can see the suspect. Sometimes, if you're good at what you do, you're gonna get names.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever it takes just to kill you because you're a threat to the society. That's why I've always, even my friends have always said, Chris, be careful because you're on the public. You're a public figure, which I don't see myself as a public figure. I'm just at the end of the day, I'm just Chris. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't see myself as that, even though other people see me that way. But at the end of the day, I tell them, thank you for the compliment. Yes, I will look at it as, yes, I'm out in the public, and I'll just leave it with that. I won't say anything else. But every time, each case I do, you put yourself in danger. It's the same thing with the paranormal. It's like saying, oh, you know what, Sean? Let's go to this haunted place. Let's go to South Salem. And I know what's in this basement. What is he going to do when we say, oh, we need for you to, we'll lock this basement. We'll come back for you later. He's going to be claustrophobic. He's going to be like, get me out of here.
Mm.
Because you know what's already there. You're putting yourself on the line, no matter if it's a missing persons case, paranormal investigation, you know, even looking for lost objects, stuff like that, and reconnecting. I think each job in being a psychic medium, there's nothing easy in what we do, nothing, because everything that we do is energy.
Yeah.
Everything we do. I don't know if you would what you want to say with that, Sean, but that is very, very important. That we might make it look easy, but it's that easy.
Yeah. And I agree. And Jeff Wood says um, that they had a secret code word, and so the so-called psychics couldn't fake it, and it looks like no one said the code word. So the way I look at it, just like from like a person that's not a psychic, the way I would interpret it is either one that they just couldn't actually contact. Was it Houdini? Yeah, Houdini. He like, I mean, I don't know how the afterlife works, and there's a lot of people who think that the afterlife works in a lot of different ways. I would just say that either they couldn't, Houdini couldn't be contacted because he went here instead of there, or there instead of here, um, or just like your case. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what we believe. That's at least like.
You're on mute, Sean. We can't hear you.
So I'm sorry. So it's hard though, right? Because like with so many different beliefs, right? But so a lot of people believe in reincarnation. I mean, and so if Houdini had passed away, who knows how long it takes to be reincarnated? But if when he passed, he was given a choice. Just think, this is just totally like I'm not saying this is factual.
Hypothetical, yeah.
Hypothetical. This is a belief system that is out there. So what if? So like he gets to the gates of heaven and he's given the choice. Yeah, you lived this wonderful life. You're welcome. Or if you want, you can be reincarnated right now and you can go on in there more. Or maybe he was going to hell and he was like, oh, here's your second chance. You can go back and be reincarnated. So basically, long story short, he's reincarnated. So how are you going to contact the spirit when they've already reincarnated into another person? And so there's so many like what ifs. And you can go on from there and go down so many different rabbit holes on why a person could not be contacted after passing away. Right? I mean, so, or maybe for whatever reason, right, he wasn't able to use that secret word. What if some people believe that for some reason there's secrets out there that we're not supposed to know that spirits aren't allowed to tell us? So what if that was not allowed to come through for whatever reasons, whatever rules or laws they have in their realm? I mean, there's just like so many what ifs. Like, how do you know? So there isn't. That was a great experiment. That's a great way to try, but it's not definitive. And that's what the thing is about the paranormal. There's no definitive answer. That's why when you go in a reputable team, when they go and investigate someone's home, they're not going to charge that person because there's no definitive answer. We're not able to go in there like what's it called? Now I can't think of it. The guy that kills the bugs. An exterminator. You can't go in there and be like, hey, I guarantee you I'm going to get rid of these termites for you. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. So how do you charge for something there's no guarantees? That's what makes this so hard.
Yes.
So there's no definitive answer. So yes, what they did is a great experiment and it makes sense, but there's still that great area. There's still that undefinitive area where we cannot possibly understand. Now, I know that I have seen things before I got into investigating the paranormal. The reasons why I investigate the paranormal are so crazy. There's no way that there isn't something. There is no way that you can change my mind because of the things that I've experienced and the things that I've seen first. You know, I mean, it's just there's something, but what is it? Can I tell you definitively? No, I can tell you what I see, what I saw. I can tell you what I experienced, and I can kind of leave it at that. You can decide what you want. Maybe in the end, you'll decide I'm completely insane. You wouldn't be the first, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think in like the paranormal field, like we're kind of stuck on a rock and a hard place. Like if we see an apparition, it's like that's so crazy, and then it's just like was my brain playing a trick on me? And then like if you filmed it, it's like we got it on camera. It's like but was the camera glitching? Like there's always gonna be that like X% of like nothing is nothing's concrete in the world, but certainly not in this field. And like when Jeff gives this example I mean, there's X% that it could be this or that, but it is really hard. Um, like it really stinks that her husband wasn't able to communicate um, with her, or just like you said, there could have been a number of scenarios. It's a real shame, but I don't think it necessarily disproves psychics or the afterlife. But I mean, that's definitely a thought process because, like, again, like there's people of different religions that believe different things, and there's different things that are written, or there's different experiences like this that they read, and that helps shape their beliefs. I don't know if it's a shame that everyone thinks differently. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, everybody's everybody's made different because it's like you sit there and you're like, I don't know. And I think with some people they try to debunk everything, but if you can catch it on the phone and you see a spirit going across, you're like, oh, it's a bug. No bullshit. You just saw, you saw what you saw, but you're
Hmm.
gonna deny it. You're gonna try to debunk it, or maybe it's a shadow of my partner, my investigator.
Yeah.
If there was somebody there, then the big question is, what did I just see?
Right.
Yeah,
What did I just witness? And then
that's interesting.
and it's crazy that we're talking about that, Brian, because 9 out of 10, I've noticed this, that when we go on investigation, we have our phones in our pocket, right? Or have our phone in our pocket, and we say it's all like somebody just go across. Where's your phone? Oh, I'm sorry, it's in my pocket. Why does that happen? Maybe because you weren't your mindset, or maybe something wasn't meant to be seen.
Yeah,
And that's what gets me sometimes too, because I'm thinking, man, we could have got that on video. Didn't you see it? Yeah, we saw it in our eyes, but where's the evidence?
yeah,
It goes back to where's the evidence. That's why I try to carry my phones at all times. I
Yeah.
don't know about Sean, but I carry my phones at all times. Now, if there's an area where there's no electricity, there's no power, because your phone is dying, then that's just spirit draining the crap out of your phone. And they can do that too. You can have 100% by the time you come back, by the time you get to electricity, you're like, damn, I have 100%. How did it go from 100% to 5?
yeah. It's just training.
It drains
Very.
it.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever had a brand new battery just drain?
Yes. Even with a camera, Sean, a
Yeah,
digital
whether
camera.
it's with the camera or a digital recorder or I mean, it could be any piece of device. But I've had it happen with digital recorders. I've had a brand new um, battery, even brand newly charged batteries die like so quickly when it's not you know your equipment, you know how it works. So unless it's something new, and that's why it's important for you to get to know your equipment when you're doing investigations, because if it starts to act weird, you need to be able to say whether or not it is something explainable or not, and you need to be honest with yourself and the people around you. If you're not sure, you got to keep that real. It's just about you gotta. It's just you gotta. There's a big role of honesty and trust that comes along in this, and once you start breaking that honesty and trust, um, that's when people start questioning, and that's where a lot of people are giving our field a bad rep. So it's just, I mean, people are seeing now with the paranormal field. You know what? There could be money made now.
Yeah,
People are saying that now. So there's you got to be really careful, and a lot of that dishonesty and trust is coming out more and more, and it's makes it harder for us. It makes it harder for the real people. But I mean, we just got to stay true. As long as you're being true and you're being honest, that's the best you can do. And hopefully, you keep on being surrounded by the right people who will continue and to help you build. Because it's rough out there, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's just to me, it's scary, when you just do it, but see the thing what you said, you have to make to work harder.
Mhm.
You know, there's like you said, there's a lot of people that are fake, but you just what I would say if you're looking for a sidekick, you can choose me. It's really up to your preference. But if it was me on the other side of the table, I would say look around, ask around,
Hmm.
feedback, look at what is being said, testimonies, whatever. Say whatever you're gonna say, and that's something that if it was me and I was a person that didn't know anything about psychic gifts, that's what I would be looking at. I would look for people that stand out. I would look at their record, how accurate they are, 95, 100% random, how many clientele they have, um, if they have a local number I can talk to them, what are the prices, what services do they provide. I mean, I would look the whole works. And then if you're like, you know what, I still don't know, then if they're on a broadcast like this and they got, good feedback, call them. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of clientele around Sean that, they know what he does and Brian. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how you find what you're looking for.
Correct.
It's not like it where you have it in the newspaper and say, just look for a paranormal investigator. It's not going to be on the newspaper. That's why they have the internet. I had to throw that out there, Sean. The internet.
Oh, the internet.
Oh, shit. That's funny. So, Sean, since I guess nobody's asking, I'm going to give you an open invitation, Sean. Would you like a reading? 'Cause I don't know how much time we. Would you like a reading, or do you don't want one?
Me?
Yes, you. If you don't want one, it's fine.
No, let's
I,
do it. I'll do it.
I
Okay.
so we're ending at 9, but for everyone, we're gonna give this special extra few minutes here because I also want to see Sean's reading.
Let's do it.
So let's see what we got for Mr. Sean.
Since you're asking, I'm assuming that something's
Mm-hmm.
asking you to do it.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh God. Okay. The first card I got for you, Mr. Sean, is recalling memories. Okay.
mhm.
That card tells me that there is, I want to say, like someone that is kind of thinking of the memories of them. And I feel like whoever this is going to return, or they thought about returning. But it's really up to you if you allow them. That's what I would say. Um, I feel like there's a for some reason I keep seeing reconciliation. Don't know why I got that. Um, the second card is is lockdown, confined, mental prison. With that, I feel it goes back to the beginning of the show. You have kind of like step away, and I feel that you need to regroup. So it's kind of giving you that time to just step away, look from outside in, and be observing of what is around you and the people that you're associating yourself with. Okay, be very selective in your circle. Okay, I don't know why I was told that, but just be very selective. But another thing is that this card is just cracks me up. Denial.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mm.
It says not facing the truth or reasonable. I think some people are just not denying, or you could be denying something, but it's okay because you learn. You learn from that. So there is going to be some truth that will come forward, and you will see whatever it is. Things will come into light. You will be shown what needs to be shown. You might still deny it. No, they're not like that. Oh no, he or she is not like that. Well, I mean, so they will show. They will show their true colors. Just keep a lookout for that. I don't know if that hit home for you, but that's what I was trying. But but I do feel that there is some kind of energy that you need to be aware of. So just keep your guard up. Sean's
So
all, Sean's like, what the hell? He's like, he's thinking. He's like,
No, some of those cards really did hit home, and then the way they explained it, definitely. Did Eric said that Sean said it's on the circle small. So keep your circle small, and that's something that I've always kind of tried to do.
I feel like I'm getting cut.
Cut?
He's gonna cut me out. Sean, if you gotta make cuts, and I'm not that quality. This is an intervention
That's
from
not
both of you.
that's not you.
I'm just playing.
no, it's not what it's not you. I think it's people that he's.
Yeah. You guys won't see me on next week.
I think for what I feel with that, it's people that he's very close by, very close to him, and I feel that he's put so much trust in them. That's what I see from that, and it's kind of like he's done so much for them, but when it's always asking for help, they're never there. And I feel like he knows he knows what I'm talking about. I feel that you need to step back, and that's why I feel that that's one of the reasons why he's stepping back to be more of an observer. So he's stepping out of the empathic and being observing and saying, okay, let me see how they behave. Let me see how they act around me. To see how their attitude changes, body language, the whole works. So, does that make sense, Sean?
It does make sense. It does make sense. And the other card that was the mental imprisonment one. Been a lot of that.
Wow.
It's been a rough couple of months, man.
But you'll get through it, and I do see, even though I see that you're gonna get through it, and I do feel that you do need that time for yourself, spend time with your family, friends like Brian and them. It gives you some time to just sit back and just watch the show is what I'm being told. Don't even know why I was told
Good.
that. Get some
Watch.
popcorn, Sean. You're
Enjoy what's okay. It's my turn to watch instead of be watched.
Yep, exactly. And don't worry, Brian. It's nothing to do with you, sir. It's more of his people.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's gonna be like, Brian's gonna be like, don't leave me, Sean. Please don't.
No, like Eric McGill said, no way. 100%. It's a question for Sean. Is Chris's reading hitting the mark? So the thing is, when you all those cards are definitely relatable to what's going on with me now. So yeah, that was definitely a good reading for what was going on.
Without saying so much, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about memories and stuff, and that's a big part of it. I'm actually going to be going to see family here in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So I mean, I mean, with things that are going on, yeah. There's certain things I was hoping that you were going to bring up that you didn't, but that's okay. I guess that's left for me to figure out on my own. So.
Okay, well, I don't really know your personal life.
No, not at all.
But I'm not gonna go there. I don't want to go there. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if you want me to say it, all I can say is I heard the word female. I can't go any further than that.
Huh?
Female. Don't know. That's all I got. Just that. And I'm like, what does that mean? That don't tell me nothing. I guess you'll
Like
find out.
like a memory from a female?
I think it's more of. It's gonna be like something a little bit more defined. You're gonna find out something. Whoever this is gonna tell you something.
Someone's gonna tell me something from the past?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get like the word warning.
The word warning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is. So.
From a female.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay. Okay. That I don't know.
But you see,
That I don't know anything about. But okay.
but I guess you'll find out. He'll come. He'll come to you, even if you have like a lot of male friends. You'll have. There's somebody that's probably someone that you talk to, or someone that talks to you and looks up to you. I think whoever it is, it's gonna come to you and tell you something, whatever it is. But get back to me on that. Like you don't have to say it now, but just get back to me and we'll go from there. I hope
So
you enjoy the meeting. I was drawn to you, Sean. I don't know. I don't ignore my guides. That's another thing, guys. You'll need to know when you get messages from your guides, you don't ignore them. Because trust me,
yeah.
if you do, not a good thing if you do. They might get irritated or annoyed. They might just tug your sheet and say, "You should have told Sean this. You should have told Sean this." So don't ever ignore your guides, ever.
Sean, like sitting back and enjoying the show. It's not just necessary, yeah, like it could be like a fun movie, this, that. But like if this is like Star Wars Episode 9, and you've watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 was like, and now you're like on the edge of the seat for 9, but all you can do is sit there and watch it unravel. It might not just be as passive as you think, but
Right.
since there's nothing you can do, just stay calm, eat that popcorn. But
All right.
very interesting.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
and it's very interesting. I told him to sit back and watch the show.
Yeah.
Be more observing. That's what I get with that. Be
Okay.
more. Yeah, and I think with these cards, I've done like pairs with these. I have like they're called the Karmatic cards. They're called the No BS. Those cards are scary too. The cards are like very connected to me, and they have like their own attitude. Um, and that's funny that I'm mentioning that. I don't know why I'm being told. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. These tarot cards have their own energy. Do spirit? Do tarot cards or oracle cards have kind of like a personality, like a person does? I think they do. That's my perspective. I think all cards have a different personality and different kind of attitude. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're ready to be more like if you want more of a better cards to be more blunt, there's oracle cards. Trust me, they're very blunt. And I have one of the two. This is one of them. The other one is smaller than, but some of them do come with an attitude. So sometimes you just gotta be ready to tell. Sorry guys, that's a different. I gotta keep going on. So keep in mind that tarot cards and oracle do have a little bit of presence to them. That's a better way of putting it. I don't know about you, Sean. What do you think about cards? But I do feel that every card or every tarot has some kind of little kick or punch or attitude.
Well, yeah, and you kind of get to know the cards, and each time you read the cards, you get a different reading off that same card. It's not always you get that same card. It's not always going to mean the same thing for that person you're reading. It's kind of it's interesting how it all kind of works out.
He said, that guy said, forget his name. He says, if you're, so I guess you need a new host, Brian. I'm here for you. I
Oh,
cut
Yeah.
the throat
Aaron,
for Sean.
it's cutthroat out there. Uh-oh, I guess. Oh, she's talking about replacing me.
I thought,
Oh,
wait, really?
Yeah, so I guess it's time for a new host, Brian. I'm here for
because
you.
because when I read it, I thought you were kicking me out.
Yeah, see, with this is I'm getting kicked out. I'm getting replaced. Okay.
oh shit, that's funny. I was all
Man,
like,
it's
that I was like, really?
cutthroat out here, Sean.
Yeah.
No, but that was a good little reading. I mean, there's some where I do like, I usually do the cards of the evening or the card of the day, and those cards are scary. Very, very scary. Now that I did that, I'm going to show you how these work. Okay, so I'm just going to ask, what is the card for the evening for everyone? Okay, so let's see what they got to say. The card of the evening. And it applies to me too, so let's get it. Okay, so what we got here. Oh, okay. This is a good card. I like this. This is for everyone. Today, this is a card for the evening, for the night. And what it says, present now in the moment. Live in the moment. Enjoy it. Embrace it. And live moment to moment. Is what I got with this card. Embrace the moment. That's the card for everybody in here. That hits home for me because it's more of a, I keep hearing the word appreciation,
Hmm.
each other, and everybody on live to appreciate life. Don't take stuff for granted because it can be taken away from you in a heartbeat. Does that resonate with every single one of you? Because it resonates with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think, Sean?
You never know, man. Life will throw curveballs at you. Life will definitely change in a heartbeat. Blink of an
Yep.
eye.
Yep, that is true. That is so true.
Yep.
Brian's like, don't worry. Sean's not going nowhere. Sean, you and him are good.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no, I'm
It's gonna be the You, Me, and Aaron show.
not.
I was going to ask you, Sean, what is that hat, by the way?
This
I was,
hat,
yeah, what is that?
it's the Guardians. It's our baseball team.
Oh, wow. I was all trying to guess. I was like, what is
Cleveland.
that?
It's the oh no, it's the Cleveland Guardians. They took over the Cleveland Indians name. This is our baseball team.
Oh, wow. Is that for you or for
No, it's
people?
the Major League Baseball team here in Cleveland.
Wow.
So, like, you hear of like the Red Sox. Cleveland used to have the Cleveland Indians, and now they rebranded it to the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, that's funny you said that because they were doing that with sports. They're taking the Indian because I guess they
Hmm.
say it's disrespectful for the natives. That's weird that you brought that up because I've seen it. Because I'm not into sports, but when I do see it, I'm looking at it and they're like, well, we need to change this because we're disrespecting the natives. So I think it's more people have different beliefs and say, well, we need to change it. But they're like, we've had the name for years. Why change it? But it's just, I guess it means a different mindset. That's how I look at it. It's a new change, it's a new era, And I do feel that with this generation,
Change is
it's
growth.
different from my generation because I'm a 70s baby. I was in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the 70s, and I do feel that in the 70s it wasn't as bad as it is now. You would see kids playing outside, playing basketball, football. They play jump rope. You don't see none of that anymore. It's just everything's changed. It's not as safe
Well,
anymore. It's done
well,
stupid.
there's more in the news, so you know more of the horrible things that happen, and then you
Yeah,
have all those other people out there. I mean, it's so hard. I mean, everyone's judging somebody. It's hard, you know. I mean, there's there I'm part of my local community. I'm part of the the local community pages, and people will go on there and put people on blast and judge people for whatever choices, or judge parents for choices that their kids make, things like that. And it's like, there's just so much judgment out there, and there's this world that we live in. It's a crazy, crazy world with the, especially now with the internet and with all the social media and everything. It's
Yeah,
so easy for all of that, and it makes it harder, and it makes people want to keep to themselves more, I think.
yeah, yeah. That is true. Some people just want to isolate themselves too because
People are so quick to judge when they don't know anything.
yeah, and to me,
Crazy.
I
Yeah.
hear that there's a lot of shootings, and you just think, what is it? Or these kids are getting access to guns. Um, the crime rate is bad everywhere. Um, Not just I think the paranormal and the shift, but I've noticed a lot of weird weather patterns. Like up here, we didn't get rain until just last week. We had been dry to where you could walk and you hear. Now it's kind of like grass is growing again. Um, I've noticed with the weather, it seems very, very off during this time of the season. Um, I feel like there's a lot of signs are out there that we're just not paying attention. I just think we need to pay attention to Mother Nature, Mother Earth, because she's talking, but it's just some of us are just not listening. I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting world, especially with the veil being thinner. It's only gonna get more interesting.
Yep.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
You know what I think for this coming year? I don't even want to make predictions, but I do think there's going to be a lot of chaos at the end of the year. Um, I'm not into meaning to talk about this, but I do feel that COVID will come back. Some of it will come back, which is really getting sick. So, what I want to say to all the people that are sick out there, send prayers to your families. Uh, say prayers to the ones on the other side. Um, I know that everybody doesn't entitled to their own opinion, but if you want to be safe, wear your mask. Um, I don't think we'll ever back to being normal, whatever that is.
Mm-mm.
But I just feel that there's just so much stuff that's different now, and like I said, just live in the moment and enjoy life. Just
Yeah.
anyway, it's sad. Just even with us, with the world that's living, I do feel that too. I think we need to do more cleansing at vacation or for residents. Always carry some sage or sweet grass. Because I've noticed that too with a lot of people. There's some cases that I came across from others that it's kind of like so strange that it seems like entities or whatever is causing this activity. They laugh at the stage. There's a lot of people that have told me that they've seen spirits, and sage was always very, very nurturing, very protective. But with all the entities that stuff that's been coming out, I think the main two things that are going to be getting very popular and burning is sweetgrass. One, a lot of people now are using Palo Santo, uh, and frankincense and myrrh is another one. So if you need clearing, those would be the main top ones you can do because what I'm being told is that sage is not cutting it because some of them are, yeah, I just heard that they're adding chemicals of making the sage different to where it's not doing anything to them. It's not getting rid of them. What it does, what I'm being told, it's making them more amplifying for the energy to absorb that energy to get it for the whatever it is that you have in your house. It
Mm.
increases the energy, which with Palo Santo is actually getting rid of. So I do feel that with the new generation, Palo Santo it's up there. And let me tell you, a lot of people are using Palo Santo. Not to disrespect sage because I'm Native American, but I feel that sage is not really cutting it anymore because we believe that the cycle is different, the energy is different, and sage is not going to cut it by itself.
Well,
Honest.
sage by itself, it wouldn't cut it, right? I mean, it's about the intention and other things you do on top of it, right? It's about the prayer.
Mm.
It's about a lot of things. But whenever I sage, I do use here. I have right here
I have
holy
some.
water, and I
Yeah,
also have right here some Florida water.
yeah, well, I
So
got that too.
I mean, it's sometimes it does, and when I sage, I don't always use just sage. Sometimes you mix other herbs and things into it, like cedar or what have you. So
Yeah, you can get it in the blend too, Sean. You can get it in the blend,
mm,
like lavender, sage, and cedar.
yep,
And that's the combination because it's not just one item. You're getting numbers of different trees or different herbs that's getting to amplify the energy out. Um, but it doesn't seem see like your friend again, Brian. He says that you're right about that. Sage is losing its effortless lately, so that means that uh, people are noticing that the sage is not really cutting it anymore. Um, so that kind of just validates what I said. So I just feel that you have to go outside of sage, not to disrespect the Native Americans, but I think a lot of people are. I don't know if they're just adding stuff to it where it's not effective anymore, but it's not cutting it. So there's something lacking with that. I don't know where it comes from or the manufacturer. I mean, we really don't know. But it's funny that you said that because it doesn't seem the same like it was before. Sage was very, very prophetic and very strong. And I've heard from other people that are very good, but they're like this, don't use sage no more. And I'm like, what? Like, why? They're like, well, sage, it's not covering it for entities anymore. It's not covering it for demons.
Mm.
It's just something different in the I guess in the leaves, I guess. So that's funny that thank you for putting that on there. Sage is not effective as it was before. Maybe it's the veil. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because of the veil.
Well, that's like a closing note. Just make sure that going into this fall season that we're a little more protective than normal.
most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do feel that, not to disrespect people that use sage, but I think sage is just it's not cutting it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, as being a Native American, it's sad. Because that's where we connect to our ancestors. If we can't connect with something that doesn't work, then you got to change things up a little.
Yep.
Maybe you want to use the holy water. You might want to mix up holy water with Florida water. I mean, just change your ways of protection.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about that, Sean, about sage, but to me, I just feel like it's just not effective. I mean, I have it, but it's just don't. I've noticed that I don't use it as much as I used
Yeah. I haven't saged in a while, and I haven't honestly haven't really gotten the urge to, and I probably should have, but maybe that's why.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe the signs are there, just not paying attention.
Yep.
And I was going to say, how do you say that name? Is that, I don't know how to say that name, the one that we have on the screen.
Yeah. It's
Aaron Kaczmarczyk.
Aaron? Okay.
Aaron Kaczmarczyk. Yeah. The veil is thinning, and it feels more negativity coming through than anything, or maybe just stronger. I feel it in my dreams and just everyday motions of life. It's a very weird thing going on out there.
Wow.
Ooh, she said she feels like there's gonna be more suicides than normal. between now and January. Yeah, Brian, you're right. We need to be more proactive. Yeah.
Trying different things, just like you suggested, Chris, and just being on our toes.
Definitely. For sure.
And Sean's got a lot to think about. I'm glad we stayed after extra for this.
Definitely. Me too. But with that, it is 9:30, guys. So, Chris, as we wrap it up here,
I can't believe it's already 9:30.
How we have your email listed here and your phone number going across the ticker here. So if people want a reading from you, they can contact you. How else can people find you and contact you?
Or they can find me on TikTok now, because in case y'all didn't know that. Find me under Psychic28 on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. But if you don't have me on any platform, add my phone number going across the screen, 210-974-3470. If you put me under your contacts, then maybe if you have different apps, that will pop up on your notifications. So just check me out, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm not very hard to find. So thank you, Shawn and Bryan. It was excellent. I actually liked it. It's different. I gave Shawn a reading, and I feel good because I feel like I needed to give Shawn a reading, and I feel like he needed it. So hopefully, peace of mind.
I appreciate it. Definitely. Well, with that, guys, Brian, do you have any house cleaning to do today?
No, I just appreciate Chris's time. I appreciate everyone's time. It feels like it's been a while, and I'm just glad that we get to reconnect with everyone. And I think the messages hit home for everyone individually as well as just as a group, just to make sure that we're all still a tight-knit community and that we're protecting ourselves and we're just ready for whatever life throws at us.
Mm-hmm. And keep God in your heart. Very important.
Amen.
Definitely. Amen. All right, everybody. Hope everyone has a great week. Next week is a holiday weekend. We are on every other week, so we're not on anyways. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the next show. I may not be around. But Brian and I will figure that out, and we will look forward to seeing everyone again soon. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and hope everyone has a great rest of your week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
This paranormal adventure that we're all on, it connects us. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast with your host, Shawn Gilmore. He's worked in the paranormal field for 10 years. He was featured on the TV show Paranormal Survivor that airs on Travel Channel.
His passion is creating paraunity.
With your host, Brian Mersel.
He's worked in the paranormal field for 7 years.
He leads his own paranormal team.
He wants to help people start their paranormal adventure or grow their existing one. This is our paranormal adventure. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast.
It's about supporting. It's about making paraunity a real thing, because we all need to support each other within our community. And that's what the show has always been about.